It's a long ballot. What, 5 pages do we have
You're
here?
gonna have a total of 5 pages for the municipal, but there's gonna be 9 pages that people are going to be inside the voting booth to vote for.
So it's not, yeah,
It's not a lunch break voting.
yeah. Yeah, it's a long one. So,
Yeah, you're not gonna run in here on a half-hour lunch break and get that accomplished.
so we'll, instead of me or us reading every one of these, we'll open it up if any, you know, if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns on the ballot or any or particular articles. We have, who do we have on Zoom, Jeff? Do we have anybody there? One person, okay. Don't see any hands up over there. No.
Yep, from Gartley and Dorsey.
Are there any questions, comments, concerns from the board? All right, so noting no questions, comments, or concerns, we can close the public hearing at this point. And with that, we'll open up the May 18th Town of Damascotta Select Board meeting. We'll call it to order. We're missing Josh Pinkham tonight, but everybody else is here. So we can move on to the minutes of May 4th.
I'll move that we approve the minutes of May 4th.
Second.
Tom, Lou's going to second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here. All right, and we'll give Mark a minute. Are you set with financial reports, or I can go? You've done 62, Mark?
I haven't done 63.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's fine. Yeah. Any presentations tonight?
Just Marshall's on for Gartley and Dorsey.
Oh, Gartley and Dorsey, okay.
Do an update for the RFP.
So we'll move, yeah, I'll move on to that when we get into the manager items. Questions, citizen comments, concerns? Nothing boring.
I know.
Nothing, nobody's doing.
No drama.
You want to bring up the license?
Everything's going
Oh,
perfect.
we're gonna have a new liquor license coming
Okay.
in for Weatherbird. They're gonna
Yeah.
be able to serve liquor outside, so they're gonna apply for that, and
Did they have one before under the old, they
No.
sold?
they sold
Bottled.
it, but they didn't
they
serve
didn't
it
serve
on
it. Yeah.
premises, so
Yeah.
they're gonna
Okay.
do that, and that will have a public hearing on that, I believe,
Sure.
June 1st.
Yeah, next time around, so that's easy now, so, okay. Yep, well, good. Good. All right. Just a second here and. Let's do the payroll warrant 62.
I make a motion, we accept payroll warrant number 62.
Second.
Tom seconds, any discussion? All those in favor? Mark, you good? Okay,
Trust you guys.
passes. Yeah, we didn't see anything jumping out there, and if you're good with 63, I'll call that one, so.
Sure. I just got one question.
Yeah, what you got?
On 63, on the solar electricity, how are we doing with that?
We've run out of solar. No, we have. We're right now, I don't have it here, but I looked, we paid we're $800 over on this building alone. But I just think it's because it's just after winter, so we didn't have the suns as long. So I think at the beginning, we start off low and then you'll have more energy later, but right now we're paying.
So you pay for it now and then we get credits for the overage?
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yep, but then the credits expire, which I haven't reached out to Solar, Sundog or CMP, because I'm not sure which one I speak to about how if it expires, how do we bank those, have them not expire, use them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize it
It'd be a good
expired.
idea to find that out because, knowing that we're looking for something for the school,
Yep,
I'd
getting,
like to really know how
Yeah,
that works.
yep.
we do have people on my comments on that.
But I appreciate your help on that. That's a big thing. Especially when you're talking about the bills coming from the school,
Hmm,
that the town of Damascotta pays the majority.
yeah, the big help, get,
Yeah. We got to do it right.
offset it, absolutely, so. All right, do I hear a motion on 63?
I make a motion, we accept accounts payable warrant number 63.
Thank you, Lou. I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Man, move that one along, so, okay. Well, we'll move right along to, do we want to do the update now with,
Yeah, because
Are we
Marshall's
endorsing?
on and I thought I just
Yeah.
saw Matt on there,
It
but,
was.
okay.
oh, okay.
So we're ready to get an update here on Belvedere and Egypt Road RFP. So we can bring on whoever's ready.
Yeah. So
Well,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah. It's a glare
Hello,
on you.
everyone, and how you doing? Marshall Cole from Gartley and Dorsey is on the line as well. They have prepared, Andrew and Marshall have prepared the RFP for both Egypt Road and Belvedere Road, assuming you've all been able to read through those. We decided to carve out Church Street right now, because that's going to take a little bit longer, especially if the sanitary district wants to add water or sewer lines to that project. So rather than delay all three projects, as a project manager, I asked Andrew Hedrick to go ahead with the two projects in this RFP, so we can go out to bid right away with that. So I did mention in a cover note, I'm not sure if you received that, but I sent it. I'm not even sure if I sent it to Cheryl. I thought the timetable might be a little bit too aggressive, with just a couple weeks in June for contractors to bid on the project. So we need to do the public notice and such. So it would be good to, I think, give a little more time. Marshall, do you have any thoughts on that, on a timeline?
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit tight, but I think it would probably still be worth bidding out anyway, just to see kind of where things are at.
Yeah, and we do need to do the public notice as required by charter. And, you know, yeah. So, but Daryl, does the board have any questions for Marshall or me on the RFP?
I know, probably. We can open it up. I know Josh has some questions. I'm not sure if he's been able to get.
I believe they're changing that to town designee, correct, Matt?
Yes, so, yeah, there were a few changes. The designee, the town, it would be just town's designee rather than the road commissioner. In this case, since we've hired Gartley and Dorsey to manage the project for us, they would be the town's designee overseeing the project. I also had them take out my name, and if we send it out while Cheryl's still the interim manager, it would be her name as in the signature block.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, the question was the timeline. And then I think because it's the last question had to do with the bonding requirements.
Us coming on board there.
Okay, the last question had to do with the bonding requirements, and the state law requires that contractors be bonded for any amount in excess of 125,000, and obviously either of these projects is going to exceed that amount. I don't know how often other towns and cities follow that bonding requirement. Certainly, we've got other assurances to get the work done, and it is costly to get a contractor to do a bond. And that may be another issue that Marshall wants to weigh in on, but technically, I believe that we are. Well, I know we're required by statute to obtain a performance bond for any project over 125,000.
Okay. Have everybody had a chance to go through the RFP? Yeah, Tom or Mark, have you been able to go through
I
it?
thumbed through.
Yeah, that's why I haven't. Same thing. So we got it, and we've gone over it a little bit. So I'm sure there's going to be some more Do we have anybody have any questions right now for Matt and Marshall at this point?
I don't.
I got a question for Marshall. He said we might as well go ahead and bid this to see what we get. Now, was you referring to see how many bidders, or are you saying just to give the contractors more time to figure the bid out?
I guess I was actually going to just ask to clarify your question, Matt, on the tight timetable. Were you wondering about the time between us bidding it out and the bids being due, or just getting it out this year?
No, we would bid it out as soon as possible. The question I had, the issue I brought up was that we have to put in 2 public notices per the charter. So that's 2 consecutive weeks. And
Right.
so you're looking at least 3 weeks when the bid would be open. But I think the board definitely wants to go ahead and get this out to bid as soon as possible with the idea that we would have construction yet this year.
Mhm.
But I-
Yeah, so we can add another week on to, obviously the due date for the bids is kind of a moving target date right now. So
I think Mark had a different question
Okay.
having to do with your comment that we go out for bid now to see what the market would, what the response is from contractors. So that I think if we go out to bid, we're going out in earnest to try to get some very competitive bids in a very crazy market. But that would be the intent, right?
right. Yeah.
My other question would be is, knowing that there's got to be a bunch of drainage on the Belvedere Road. The culverts, I guess, is all set from what I could see. But making sure the drainage is done properly is very important in my mind. Now, I understand the Egypt Road is pretty straightforward. Everything's good culvert-wise. I did not look at anything there. But I'm wondering, if we go ahead and put this out to bid, is it like Egypt Road, one price, Belvedere, one price, so that the board can actually say, look, the price of asphalt's gone through the roof. We can only do one of these projects and then prioritize which one's more important or what makes the most sense, which personally, probably Egypt Road, and then do the drainage on Belvedere. That's my personal view of it.
As far as, sorry to jump in here, but Andrew had actually gone and taken a look at both Belvedere and Egypt roads today. And he had noticed that there are actually 2, probably 3 culverts on Egypt Road that looked like they need to be replaced. But he had noticed that it looked like Belvedere, all of the culverts have been dealt with, so he didn't have much concerns there. But there are some areas that he thinks should be addressed as far as shimming extra in some areas to help with drainage. But we weren't sure if the town wanted to look at replacing those culverts on Egypt Road before this project, before the paving is done, or have that included along with the bid.
Should be doing it with the bid, right?
I'd like to see, like, if you go from the back Meadow Road here off Business Route 1, and you go to the town line of Damascotta and Noblesboro, the way they did that, and then look at the culverts that got replaced maybe a few weeks before they paved in Noblesboro, and you can tell where those bumps are. You can tell how they settle out. And I really feel it's important that we do culverts the year before we actually take on major projects like this, to let those settle out and be done right.
Yeah, we budget every year. We budget a certain number of culverts, and as Marshall said, I think we've got the culverts done on Belvedere, but I know we have not done them all on Egypt.
And there's 2 or 3 on Egypt that are in question.
Yeah, they they were had deteriorated to the point that Andrew had noticed actual damage to the road, and that there were some low spots in the road due to probably holes in those culverts that were
Yeah.
failing.
And are they, the culvert work is not included in the current bid?
No, it's not. And so we would have to add that in.
Yeah, it would, yeah, I think we'd be chasing our tail not to,
Or do we,
to
or
pay.
do we do the cover work and put that one off for a year and then do both? It's important to do your culverts ahead of time. It's just,
they've got to be done. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't want to dig up new pavement.
no.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And it sounds like we want to separate the culvert work from the paving work so that we have a year in between
Yes.
Yeah,
on Egypt. Okay.
So we could break it out on the bid form as, you know, Belvedere Road paving, Egypt Road culverts, and that culvert work, and then Egypt Road paving can have three separate line items and a kind of combined price if you were to take it all on.
Yeah, to answer Mark's earlier question, the bid is structured so that contractors can bid on Egypt and Belvedere separately, or they could bid on them both together. Hopefully there'd be some economies of scale if they took on both projects.
But with the idea though, that if you got culverts to replace on,
Yeah,
I
then
mean,
that's
on Egypt,
that's right. Then
that
that
should be done now and then do the paving next year.
yeah.
yeah, that would, yeah, so that kind of goes off the table if we want to do the culverts on Egypt first
Yeah.
and then go ahead with Belvedere.
I
Well,
personally
necessarily.
don't know if there's a benefit to doing culverts, you know, first and then waiting a year. I think they could be done at the same time and have good results. I don't know if there's necessarily benefit to that, to be honest.
Yeah, as long as they're right. I think what you're referring to, Mark, is some settling that can happen if they're not, sometimes they're not always put in correctly with the compaction or whatever. So is that, yeah, so I would be fine with doing them at the same time, and as long as we don't have, you know, settling issues or compaction issues with the brand new pavement. So Tom, you had something you were gonna add there, sorry.
I think I corrected myself, so.
All right, we didn't catch it on record, so. But I think we would need to see well, we've got some feedback there. We would need to see, yeah, at least in the bid package, the culvert work or the specifications for it, right?
Mhm.
So. Ideal world, it'd be nice to do them, get them in and then pave and have everything all said and done, but we can find a way to do that.
Mhm. Yeah, I think
Well, it's, yeah, so I mean,
You're gonna spend the money on it.
yeah.
either way, it sounds like we need to do those culverts.
Yeah, man, we gotta.
No one wants to wait until after the project's done and then add the culverts.
We don't want to be
sometime in the future.
New,
Right.
new pavement. Yeah, exactly.
The drivers all out of town.
Yeah.
Good point, Mark.
So we've got to figure out how we can get it done before or at the same time or whatever, but yeah, let's make that a priority.
I mean,
So, yeah.
most towns, what they do is they have that plan so that a year in advance, they know what roads they're gonna pave. That the culvert work in the addition gets done the year before. That's the way it should be done.
Staying ahead of it.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's figure out how to move forward and get it done as part of this project. It wouldn't make much sense not to do it. Okay. Are there any other questions on the RFP? I think we may have a few when we delve into it, but I'm assuming that everybody wants to get this out as soon as possible.
Yes.
Because we
But
need,
so what are you guys asking of Gartley and Dorsey? Do you want them to redo some of the RFP to take, so that we do the culverts first and that?
we need to
taken out of it,
include,
or-
I'm not sure how you split it up, but it needs to include culvert work on there. Any thoughts on how to, Mark, on how to split it up or just add it in?
You know, just, yeah, identify lineal footage and what size
Yeah.
culvert and
Yeah.
the location and
Yeah, if
compaction
there's
standards.
2 or 3, we need to know which ones and what, yeah, if it's, I'm assuming 3, if we say 2 or 3, then most likely we're doing 3 then, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we can have an extra detail showing kind of what we would want done. We think should be done with the culvert as like a standard detail, and then we can mark on our aerial plan exactly which culverts, the length and diameter.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's get that done, and then we can, I guess it would be a separate or an add-on, or I don't know how they'd include it in
Yeah,
Well,
the,
I
think
think
you
you
have
can
to
put
sep-
it in the bid and that's a line item.
put it as a line item in the,
I think by breaking out the 2 projects, knowing the price of asphalt, what it is,
Hmm,
this board needs to be able to say, okay, let's just do this road this year and we'll see what the prices are doing next year for the price of
Yeah.
asphalt.
Yeah.
Because it's
what do
crazy.
you, well, I will ask you, what are you seeing right
It's
now
it's crazy.
on, I mean, it's
I mean,
it's
you're
everything,
seeing
I
it.
see petroleum.
You're seeing it.
Yeah, it's crazy, so, yeah. Yeah, okay.
You know, by having that option, at least you get a.
Yeah, at least you can
Yeah.
break it out, so, okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
We all know.
Definitely.
Marshall,
So-
Matt,
So are you saying we should leave the paving of Egypt out of the bid for now?
Yes.
Yes,
And then just go out for
culverts.
the paving of Belvedere and the culverts on Egypt?
And the ditch
Yes.
work on Belvedere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, so I misunderstood. Are we waiting on Egypt
Wait till
Road?
you
Yeah,
do the culverts.
Yeah,
Okay, so we don't want to try to get it done with the prices going up at
well,
with adding the culvert on?
another year it might go down, but you don't know.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, but this is this is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, I wasn't following you. I thought we were.
Maybe that's a
going-
way to have your cake and eat it too. You could have them bid on both the paving on and the culverts on Egypt and separately just the culverts on Egypt. And then town could make a choice.
Well, we can put the bid out that way.
I can't see the sense of it. I'd say Belvedere paving culverts on Egypt.
Which road is priority right now? Do we have one over the other as far as what needs to be done?
Well, I think there's places on the Egypt Road that need some attention, even if you just
Yeah.
shimmed it.
Yeah.
But even if you want some shim and replace the culverts for a year and then do whatever you want to do on the Belvedere Road, as long as you don't replace any culverts.
Yeah.
Do your ditch work and your paving.
Okay. I'm just questioning, what's the benefit of waiting a year on Egypt Road, just not putting the bid out now? What's the difference?
Just going ahead and letting those culverts settle out and then do your, just shim.
Okay, that's what I'm asking,
Yeah.
but it's more of the settling. But
Yeah,
if there wasn't a settling issue, would we be going out?
If it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I guess what I'm getting at, if there's no settling, if they've got a way to do it and not have them
there will
settle,
be some settling.
yeah. Yeah. I hate to wait on it, I'll tell you. it's prices are gonna be
So-
getting-
So I guess what I'm hearing is go out for bids on both paving projects. And of course, Belvedere is going to include the ditching, any necessary ditching. So that's something we could do hopefully by the end of fall. And then we'll go out for bid for Egypt paving as well, but as a separate component of that, ask for bids on the culvert, just the culvert replacement.
yeah,
Oh, potentially you could end up with doing the Belvedere full project and then taking advantage of the separate bids on culverts, or you would have the option of doing both projects completely, including the culverts on Egypt.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
That
get it
sounds
all
good.
out there and then we can,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
That makes sense to me. Okay, because we still have that option.
Do we have any spots on the Egypt Road that just needs to be shimmed? So let's just say that we do culverts and then there was a few places that just need to be shimmed to get us by.
Because then that gives you time for the culverts to settle.
Yeah.
That's,
But
Yeah.
yet try to.
I would assume that the
please-
first off of Biskie Road going on to that section there.
Yeah.
Pretty
Just- I
bad,
don't know.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it's a catch 22.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying, Larry. I'm worried with pricing and stuff, if we don't get something moving, or at least get the bids out.
Does it make sense in the next few days to go out there and inspect and see whether that's the case?
Where the culvert's gotta be.
Well, I think, right, I think the Garland Dorsey, you have the culvert locations, Marshall, is that what I understood? We
Yeah,
understood?
Andrew went out there today and looked at them. He has some notes on the locations of those. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, where
Right,
they.
you don't have them
I'm
with
trying to
you,
read
but
his
that's
notes,
fine.
but-
Somebody, yeah, we're not just picking 3 random ones. We've got them pinpointed, so.
Right.
But here's the thought. I don't want to keep making it confusing, but
Mark.
let's just say that we go from the Biskie Road on to that first culvert, wherever that may be, and hopefully it's beyond the, where we really need to do. And just put that section in the culverts, and then the next year pick up from that point on.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's find out where the culverts are. We gotta know where the
Yeah.
culverts are first, right? So, yeah, that gives
Just a
us,
thought.
let's find those out. Okay. Yeah, well, let's find out where the culverts are and get those pinpointed. So we can get those, figure those out. I guess we gotta wait for that then, right?
But we can go ahead on Belvedere.
No,
So no, put it out for bid.
I'd recommend we go, the way I just summarized a few minutes ago. And then if you determine that you don't want to do the full length of Egypt with the culverts, we'll have the per unit pricing.
Yeah, we can back
Contractors.
down if we need to.
We can back down, but I
Yeah.
think what you want to do is be in a position where you could say, okay, we've got the bids back, we've got enough money to do it with the low bidder, and we go for it. I think you want to be in that position to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Anybody?
Well, I agree. It still
Sure, we
gives,
got some
still
others.
gives us the option to
Gives you
cut
options.
the Egypt back a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always back down from.
Mhm.
We've gotta-
Culverts.
Yeah, but we've got to get some numbers back, I guess, right? Anyway, unfortunately,
Where the culverts
and where the culverts are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can, Matt, if you can get, keep moving on the culverts and we'll get that in there and keep up with it.
We will,
Thank you.
and then if the board's okay with the way it is written now with those changes, we can go ahead and adjust the timeline to accommodate the 2 public notices we have to do, but keeping in mind that Gartley and Dorsey has a fairly long list of contractors, and they'll be sending out the RFP directly to them, or at least the advertisement to bids to quite a few contractors already. But we are required to do the public notice, and I don't see a need to waive that.
Right. Yeah, no, we want to do that. And that would put us, so we have a tentative date in here, the bids due on the 10th. So what
I
do we
will need
think?
to push that out toward the end of June.
Yeah, to get everything out. So, okay. Ooh. Yeah. I think it's-
So is that okay or did the board want to have more time to review the RFP, or does that sound like a plan to go forward with the culverts added?
I think
I'm okay with it.
everybody okay? Are you okay with the other items in here? And I think Josh had questions that he's got.
just had just a few, and yep, and he's talked to
And-
Matt.
Answered, yeah. I think
You
we're,
can always say no to Egypt Road, except
Yeah.
for the culverts.
Yeah.
yeah. And then if we have it out there, we can have it for, but if we get I think we're fine to move on, Matt, from what I'm hearing with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
What about
thank you.
tapping into the state contract, no?
I think, Yeah, we had discussed that at one point with the state doing Biscuit. Do we have a timeline on this? Do we know when the state's doing Biscuit Road?
We don't.
Have you heard
I
anything?
did talk to Andrew about that, and while that idea of piggybacking on the state's bid had some merit, Andrew thinks that the state prices are often inflated because they ask for a lot more than they need to. That was kind of his point. So there, he did not see the benefit of trying to piggyback on the per unit pricing for the state.
Piggyback, but okay. But do they know when? Do we have a timeline? Do they know when they're
Oh,
doing?
as far as the timeline goes, I don't know. They were going to try to get both of those, all their projects done in Damascotta by early spring. So we're in early spring, and I'm not seeing anything yet. I can get an update from MDOT.
Can we move the road sign so they just go on to Egypt Road instead of going all the way down Biscayne?
Yeah. I'll get an update and have Cheryl send that out to you. Ask Cheryl to send that out.
Take the black bags off the signs.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions or
No.
comments, concerns at this point? All right, we can move. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
update.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
Yeah, good to see you.
We'll move along. Cheryl, what you got? We've got some town manager items here.
Interim town manager.
I know it's
Come on now.
interim. Good Lord.
Eventually.
We've already discussed the annual town meeting warrant
Yep.
and ballot, but I just want to reiterate, there's 9 pages
There's-
everybody's going to be
yes.
voting on.
There's a lot of pages, folks, so
There's
make
gonna be
sure
a
you.
lot. Don't come in and think
Yeah.
you're going to get it done in lunchtime, and please don't yell at our ballot clerks because they're handing you 9 pages to vote on.
a
But
lot of
absentee
stuff there.
voting is available, so they can call in to get absentee votes. They can sign up online to get an absentee ballot, and
Yes.
that may be much easier, and
Mhm.
you may need patience to
Yeah,
vote on all of it.
thank you for
Of
that.
course, that'll
So,
be a headline in the local news.
Yep, and it's going to be on our Facebook page.
Absentee
Repeatedly.
ballot bold.
oh.
Um,
All
You could
right.
attach an absentee ballot right in the paper, right?
Yeah, but it's going to take up his whole paper.
Yeah, the paper. Be expensive.
It'd be expensive
ad, wouldn't
ad.
it? So we can microfiche it down. So, all right, Cheryl, what else do we have
Um,
here?
We've
Yeah.
got
Well,
the,
whoever's running for write-in should be out there pounding on doors and telling them.
That's
They need
right.
to do-
That's right. Getting the notes out there.
Stack of ballots. Yeah. Absentee.
Yeah.
we need to hold a public hearing and special town meeting for the Hodgdon project, Hodgdon Street Drainage Project.
Yep.
I've got the special town meeting warrant here for that, so if somebody wants to make a motion to hold that.
Yeah, we
until
can move right-
1st,
Onto that. So what date is that?
June 1st.
Okay, June 1st.
Yep.
I'll make them.
Here's- Do you want my little?
Sure, I'll get you a cheat sheet. Yeah. I was gonna try to wing it. So, oh yeah, you've got the notes here. You don't give them to us, so we don't know what we're doing.
Makes me look good.
Oh, all right. Yes. I'll make a motion to hold a public hearing on June 1st to hear public comments in regards to the Hodgdon Street Drainage Improvement Project and to hold a special town meeting for the same project immediately following the public hearing.
Second.
All right. Thank you, Lou. Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. You want your cheat sheet back? So.
Nope, I'm gonna wing it.
All right.
I
Damn,
don't know, it probably won't be picked up on camera, but our waterfront committee received an award the other day
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
all their hard work and dedication, and I think it started with the Heart and Soul Project.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
George
from that
Parker
one.
and Dick McLean were there to pick this up. We're talking about framing it and putting it out
Yeah,
front with our
yeah.
Heart and Soul Project.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna try to get a plaque with everybody's name who was on the waterfront committee.
What is so where did the award come from? Who is
The
The-
Lincoln County Regional Planning
oh, it was from
Commission.
this. Okay.
And at
Yeah.
that same meeting, I was hoping Matt would stick around on the meeting, but
Did he
I
ducked
told
on
him
already, didn't
he
they?
could bolt right afterwards.
Yeah.
He also got a certificate of recognition for all of his work and dedication and leadership in the public engagement of all these
Oh,
town
nice.
projects that we've had.
Nice. Oh,
So
that's cool.
that's great for Matt.
Yeah.
And for the town.
Do we get to keep that award here too for him?
I know, put it on our I Love Me wall.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Uh,
Yep.
Lincoln County Adult Education is going to be holding their graduation I don't know the date. You've got that on your. sheet. My-
June 7th
June
at the
7th.
Lincoln Theater at 6 PM.
Yep, and they've invited out any board of selectmen or budget committee members that want to go there. It's everybody graduating with their GED.
Great. Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, on June 14th for election day.
Yep.
Yeah. I
We
don't
just
think you
want-
need a motion for it. Just a,
No, just,
we typically say yes or no.
yep,
and-
and that's all it is. We're gonna do the
Yep.
same thing, try to keep
Yep.
single line traffic for,
Yeah, no, you guys do what you gotta do. You got,
Yeah.
the staff does a great job keeping up with election day stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll let them focus on that day. So no new registrations,
yep,
nothing, no boats.
no, nothing. We can do it all online.
Yep. Great.
And
Okay.
then our municipal building heating and cooling system. You can
Mhm.
tell it's not working in here. You can see the rug is starting to bubble up from the humidity.
Yeah,
We're looking at getting parts. The parts are not being manufactured.
yeah,
They're also looking at probably replacing the whole system because that's where they think they're at. And that's like $7,000 to $10,000.
right, yeah.
When they're when they're going to be manufactured.
Mhm.
So right now, we're just in limbo. We've got a little bit of air conditioning in some of the building, not in all of it.
Okay,
There's, I think, if after town meeting, if everything gets approved, we should have about 30,000 in the municipal building. It's going to take a third of that.
yeah,
Fix
well,
this.
at the very, right.
Yep.
Can they get
Okay.
that?
They're not sure. They're working on that. They're saying they're not being manufactured and the parts aren't even being manufactured.
For the current system, so we
But
may
I mean,
need.
if you get a new system, can they get it, turn it right around?
No, they're having a hard time even getting the new system. So,
Some of the stuff, you've seen it,
Yeah.
yeah, and stuff's crazy, so
yep.
So, yeah, so we
they
don't-
have been working on
we
it.
don't know how much it's gonna cost because we don't know what we can
I
get.
know it's gonna cost, it could cost 3,500, but it could cost up to 10,000.
Yeah.
So I'm budgeting thinking 12.
And the way things are, right, I was gonna say, the way things are going, let's go with the 15 roads.
Don't wait till November and we'll say, what are we gonna do?
Right,
Yeah.
Be cool.
all right.
And then Tom had emailed me this morning about CLC ambulance, the interlocal agreement.
Yes,
And I looked, I didn't have the signed copy here. I saw you guys tabled it on January 9th, but then, or January 19th, but then on February 16th, you did approve.
we did,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep, so this just needs signatures.
okay, yeah. I
and
thought
I-
I saw that come across, I thought we had approved that, so,
Yeah, so that's all
Yeah.
approved and we'll just need signatures.
okay, that's easy
If
enough.
we pass it around.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
And
we can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, pass it
with
down,
the
Tom, we
signature,
can
I tried to put it to the front.
sign that up for you.
Yeah, I got beaten up pretty bad about that. We're the last one in.
Did you?
And I said, we already did that. No, you didn't.
Oh. All right,
We'll just-
you more to sneak in?
I do. Just one little thing. I met with the YMCA the other day with Sally Farrell and Casey Clark Kelly, the CEO over there. They're looking just to try to build a better relationship with the town so that we can kind of collaborate together. We gave them a ball field that we weren't supposed to
Right, yeah,
forever
this-
ago, so we're not entitled to certain grants, but they're looking to try to get another like pickleball field and another sports field, but it's got to be on town property. It's just at the very beginning of the conversation. They're just
Okay.
looking to kind of bridge a communication gap that's
Sure.
happened.
Sure, okay,
With the YMCA.
okay.
And so I just told him I would mention it to him that I went over there and met with them. I told him I wasn't going to make any decisions or do anything. Andrew will be here soon enough and
Just open up the conversation with them and, yeah.
Town of Bremen.
oh, nope, I had it.
Oh,
I had this right there, so you guys would sign
oh, we're supposed to sign it.
under Damascotta.
Oh, it's just one
We'll
signature?
get the town of Bremen to move
Wait,
through.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't even read that. It's just one signature for the whole.
Nope, see, that's
Oh,
why
I
this
see.
one's got 3 lines because they've only got 3 on there.
So just the
Yep.
names. You'll have to erase
Sign
that.
and everything, yeah. Well, Bremen will be happy to know we signed for their.
They
And the
agreed.
new
don't
police
think that-
truck has been delivered, so
Yeah, they were,
that stealthy
and
thing
it-
is cruising around right now
that's
on
out-
March.
yeah, I
but
saw it
it's-
out this morning, so.
gonna be
That's good, yeah, and that's going, yeah, it's going in to get marked and whatnot. and-
Yep.
Shit about two.
Yeah, so,
That's right.
no, no, then, so, awesome, thank you, Cheryl.
I got one more, sorry.
That's
But,
okay.
I can tell you, it's
Yeah.
Matt Luck just added these to me.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to wait to get Josh's signature too, or not?
Nope, because you have a quorum.
We have a quorum.
So that's
yeah.
enough. If I had 3 signatures, that's all they would
Yeah.
need. Matt picked this up at the chamber. It's a
Oh,
ship-
the half.
It's very
the-
fragile, so I don't want to
Yeah,
mess with it, but he
Yep.
thought maybe we could hang it up here at the town office. And then we're gonna have to return it. So
right,
wherever
right,
we
because we've
hang
got
it- we're gonna drill in holes and then we're gonna have holes there. So it's totally, we can
Yeah.
put it out here where kids can't touch it. We can put it out front. Or we can check with the chamber to see how long it's gonna be on loan to the town.
Yeah, I think the idea was to
Do that
keep it
first.
here while they were
That'll
working
be-
on the renovations.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah,
I think we,
that'll be
yeah,
a
we
while.
approved an agreement and
Yep.
whatnot, so.
Yeah.
A safer place for it right now, but I would say, yeah, I'm assuming we don't just, want to put a little tack in the
Little
wall.
tack
hang
up
it.
there
We
and
probably
to
need
see how
somebody
hard-
to,
Yeah, it's pretty
knows what they're
fragile.
doing to make sure it gets secure and properly displayed, but it's really up to you guys here where you want to put it.
Yeah,
Up
I
to
would
you,
think in the
Cheryl.
meeting room, just because we have kids that come out there and
Yeah.
sometimes
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they want to
everybody's
climb on
poking at it.
chairs and
Yeah.
touch things. So, I mean, I still want to climb on chairs and touch things, so. It's this ship hall.
It's a half hull model, yeah. So they,
Yeah.
just ship designers really, but yeah, I can't remember, Matt has all the history on it, I think, and he knows, yeah.
He's a
So
wicked nautical
I'm
history
not gonna try
buff.
to tell him what it is, but
Me
if he
neither.
didn't duck out on us, we could ask him, but it's pretty interesting, yeah.
Yep,
Well,
so
we're-
if the chamber's gonna let us have it for a little while, then we can hang it up. If it's only gonna be till the end of summer, it doesn't make sense to drill holes in the wall and hang it up, but
Yeah,
Yeah, well, even then, yeah, get it properly displayed
Yep.
and stored,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not, otherwise you're gonna have it, where you're gonna put it?
right, because
better off-
election's coming up in a. couple
Yeah, we're
days.
better off having it on a wall and out of the
Yep.
way and then trying to move it around and shuffle it around in here, so
Yep.
even if it's a short period of time.
but there,
Spackle's cheap, we can fill the holes
Right.
if need be, so.
but there should be something under it explaining
Yeah, he would like
what
to
it
put a
is.
little plaque or something underneath it that identifies it, and
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
if
maybe
the
we
chamber
can
takes
get,
it back, We can just.
we
gift
can ask
them
for
the
Matt
plaque.
some history of it and we can have,
Yep.
just have a little.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, he'll love that
Little brass
assignment.
plaque or something.
Some of these
Great, real quick, so,
staters
yeah.
will have no idea what it is.
Yeah, like, where's the rest of the boat?
Yeah.
It'll float very well, so. Oh, all right. Another one?
Nope,
All right.
nope, we're on to official action items.
Yes, so we already made a motion on the Hodgson Street drainage.
Yeah,
And you don't need a motion on the office hours,
nope,
so.
here's the signature page
yep.
for that special town, act on the special town meeting warrant.
So we're good there. Do we have any other official action items snuck in? All right,
Negative.
well, we'll move on to Selectmen's items. We'll start down here with Tom. If you got anything to say.
The question that I posed this with Cheryl, CLCs, seeing their fuel costs going up, and they asked whether or not they could piggyback on any discount the town might get on fuel, and it turns out we're not getting much of a discount, but it brings up the broader issue, about maybe combining with other large users of fuel to see if we can combine forces and get a broader discount, including like the police force here, maybe the school system, the buses at the school system, whatever, instead of everybody doing their own deal, maybe combining forces, there might be some.
Yeah, some
value to
collaborative stuff
that,
getting
yeah.
together, yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know about the school, but I mean, buses probably use a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
Yeah.
police cars are out all the time, so they probably use a good amount. of
Yeah.
We usually spend about $1,000 a month, anywhere $800 to $1,000 a month for police fuel.
So maybe like a brief call meeting amongst representatives of the three groups and see whether.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't hurt to reach out and have that conversation where, yeah, because it's not getting, oh my God, it's not getting cheaper. It's,
And I'm trying to remember, I read it in a paper today, and I can't remember which town. But one fuel supplier was suggesting you do not take and get a set price contract at this point, because the price could go down. They don't know what's happening, and they're trying to.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, but if you get a discount over what you're currently paying, you can always drop it later on. But I mean, if,
But if you're gonna do that, you should be doing that once a year.
Yeah,
You put it out to bid and then find out how many members you're gonna have in that group.
yeah.
so in early stages, we'll be having the conversation and just seeing. who
Right.
who
yeah,
would
to
be-
see what people are doing now.
Who would like to get
Yeah.
together or something, yeah,
Because right now, everybody's like,
yeah,
Everyone's in, yeah.
but it's just day to day.
yeah,
Kids are gonna be walking to school pretty soon or pushing the bus.
gotta be buying asphalt.
Right, yeah, so it's more of a long, yeah, it's like a long-term.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Be checking on it, so.
Yeah.
We'll give that to
So-
Andy.
I'll put that on Andy's
We'll give that to Andy
list.
when he comes on in June. But it's not a bad idea. at
The other
all.
thing is
Yeah.
that June 7th, there's going to be a board meeting at CLC to pick the formula for next year. And I thought we had an agreement amongst all the towns on the current formula that was going to carry over. But every time you go to one of these meetings, there's discussion about the formula, mostly brought
Right.
up by Bristol or South Bristol, but
Yeah.
it's still percolating, so they're gonna have another meeting to decide the formula. So I will send to Cheryl, and she can send out to all of you the various, things that they're looking at for formulas.
Okay.
Bottom line for us is about a difference of 20,000 one way or the other, depending on the formula. And that's on the
Yeah.
basis of 170,000. So it's not going to be a killer either way, but maybe you have some reasons to pick one or
Well,
another.
thank
So
you, Thompson.
I'll
Heads
send
up.
it out,
Yeah.
and maybe you can collect everybody's thoughts on it, and then I can bring them to the meeting on
Yeah.
June 7th.
We were under the assumption like you were that we got it hammered out and it was going to carry over.
Oh,
for a
yeah,
while,
yeah,
but This is,
yeah. I mean, well.
yeah.
Can
We
we
don't
do
need
that?
details, but
Can we do that?
Actually-
Say, this is
actually,
what it's gonna be
Bristol is-
for 3 years?
Actually, Bristol's thinking about dropping out altogether. So that's, yeah, they didn't even show up at the last two meetings. And so we're sort of forcing their hand to say, if you're going to be in or out, it's going to be
Okay.
decided June 7th, because we need to know one way or the other.
Right, right.
Yeah, and my assumption would be, like you said, it would be a longer agreement than a year, but they really haven't settled this. This has been a year
Of arguing over it.
process
Yeah.
too, so it's not even settled.
Is the
Okay.
regular meeting closed, by the way?
No,
No. All right, well, I'll bring something up later.
No, we're still in
Yeah, all right,
session here, so
all
we're
right.
just here in your comment section, so. if you-
Okay,
you
that's all I have.
Okay.
I have
Lou?
no comments.
All right.
Yes.
Yes,
Ambulance service. Yeah.
it's not the why.
No, CLC ambulance. no.
We're gonna keep you guessing, Linda, here, so.
That's challenging.
Mark, anything tonight?
I do. I've got a question on, and this has been brought up before with some of the older timers in town about the property line between Noblesboro and Damascotta from the back Meadow Road on through.
Okay.
And then what happens a lot of time is people will Google it and it shows that some of those residents are in Noblesboro. And even back when I was a lot younger, some of the old timers were in town would say they need to get that line straightened out because it's not right. And then now, later, I'm not that much older, but I'm hearing this from people who make deliveries, and it's not just me, it's other people on there, because the address comes up under Noblesboro.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's coming up. They're finding like in Google or something or over their
Right.
maps or something like
So what
that.
they're doing is they're taking my 11 Blackwell's Beach in Noblesboro.
Oh, really? That far? Yeah.
And it's not just me, it's those along there. That's
Yeah.
having that happen.
Yeah.
It would be nice to know where the line is.
Yeah. I wonder when the
That's
last.
something I can have our assessor look at because he reads deeds and understands that more
So
than
I
I
wonder
do.
when the
but-
last time that was
Looked at.
looked at.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's an assumption that everything is correct on
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
I mean, it may take the line to be surveyed and then get Noblesboro to pay half too, to find out for sure where that line is.
There it is. Yeah. Well, yeah, I wonder if you start with the.
The
start with
in-house free one.
assessor. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Check that first, and then we'll go from there. But that's interesting. I
That's my
hadn't heard that.
treasurer
Mark.
hat.
Yeah. Oh. Be careful, maybe some of us don't live in Damascotta.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why he's not running
I'm
again.
close to that line too.
Yeah, that could be it. He's already determined it.
Oh, boy, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty interesting though, to see that, years ago talked about, and then to see it now over and over.
It's still,
And
yeah.
more people bring it up
Yeah.
because that's what. we
Well, you
found.
wonder where it's coming from. Like if you say like they're looking for it through Google or something like that, that information is coming from somewhere. So what are they picking it up off of?
Right,
you know?
what is it?
some mapping or whatever. So interesting.
I heard it was a rumor that one of his neighbors wanted to run for selectman, and I think he's trying to
Moving the line.
prevent that. Yeah, he's trying to prevent that from happening.
Listen, Phoebe Page is the one who brought it up.
Please. Enough said. Oh, well, with that, I have nothing to report unless you're sorry. I'm good. I won't hold us up any longer. I don't have anything to say.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you, Lou. Tom seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Thank you, everybody. We are adjourned. Yeah. Everybody signed the two warrants, correct? The